What's up, comic fans? It is time for that new comic book day haul plus review. So we're gonna get into some new books. We got some old books. We got those 50-cent books. We're gonna get into them. We're gonna talk about them just a little bit, not too much. Don't want to give away too many spoilers, but we're gonna do that right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back. Alright, so let's get into it. Hopefully, if you like comics, you are in the place to be. Let's talk about them. We're going to start off with the 50-cent books. We got Secret Empire number 9. Not a lot of people love this series, but why'd I pick it up? Andrea Sorrentino cover. Boom, 50 cents. I think it's a dope cover. That's why I got it. Alright, next up we got New X-Men 145. Ooh. And what's special about this one is this is where we learned that Captain America was the first Weapon X project. Will that book ever amount to anything? Oh no. Alright. After that we got Uncanny X-Men. There's X-Men 428. This has the origin of Nightcrawler and the first appearance of Azazel. Let's go with that. Alright, after that we got X-Men 161. And this has like the first appearance of some mutant Mammomex, which looks like a mammoth. But pretty dope cover too. Last but not least, out of the 50-cent pickups this week, we got Scarlet number 1. This is the first book. It's like a $10 book. Bendis and Malieve. Paid $1. No, did I say $1? Paid less than that. Paid 50 cents. So that's cool. They redid this series 2 years ago. DC released a whole new line of Scarlet books because they got Brian Michael Bendis to come over and they just did a bunch of Brian Michael Bendis books. All right. Then we had so we're done with the 50-cent pickups. Then I picked this up for a couple of bucks. Tag says 12. Then I got 20% off. So what was that? That would have been like $9.60 or something like that. Whatever, less than $10. Werewolf by Night number 1. This is the first appearance of the Jake Gomez Werewolf by Night. All right. Jeffrey Barege cover. So I think this is the D cover. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going for like $20 on eBay, so I'll pay $8 for that. I missed out when it was on the shelves. I thought about getting it and didn't get it, and then before I knew it, that was during the craze where everybody was, day one books were like $20. Anyway, moving on. This is an older book that I finally got to read. I still got to catch up. I'm pretty sure it's towards the end. Either the 7th issue or the 8th issue already came out. This is Deceased, War of Undead Gods. So in this one, we just learned that the anti-life equation is not all that's been, they've come up with a cure. The anti-life equation is not all that's coming. Ares shows up and is like, prepare for a war. The what you thought Darkseid unleashed was nothing. It has led to something bigger. So just when you thought this was about to come to an end, it gets bigger. All right, let's get into this week's comics. It's time for the new comics with some reviews. All right, right off the bat, we have Detective Comics 1068. I don't normally start off with Batman or Tech or DC for that matter, but this one was pretty cool because you had Albuquerque and Ivan Reis, Raphael Albuquerque and Ivan Reis drawing it. So one guy took on kind of the persona of Harvey Dent, and the other one Two-Face, but throughout the book it's also like Batman, like a grittier Batman, and a more smooth Batman. But it was pretty cool book overall. Batman, he finds out that the Asmirs that these guys are releasing, the what are they called, the Ten Claw. I don't know why I showed you the book because it's not on the book, but the Ten Claw, releasing these Asmirs into Gotham. It's basically lycans, right? They're lycanthropes. So lines a suit in silver, and he does pretty well with that until, you know, there's other mystical beasts that also work for the claw, for 10 claws, and they kind of beat on him a little bit. But Harvey's there, but he's been holding back Two-Face, and that's where this issue comes in, because Harvey's trying to get control again. Eventually, Harvey relinquishes control to Two-Face. Two-Face helps the Batman, saves him, and we're gonna go on from there. So, interesting book, cool stuff. Harvey says, "I got you, my friend," and takes the Batman away, saves him. Next up, we got Catwoman 51. Very basic issue, all right? Selena, she's killed men. She killed Valmont, who had become kind of like a lover because he was going to possibly kill or hurt the Batman. So she ends up in jail. She's kind of self-punishing herself. But while she's in jail, she's going to try to make the best of it. So she gets her friends who are outside of jail to steal her some commissary goods, you know, some honey buns and such, just so that she can do well while she's in prison. Very basic, just setting up that she'll probably be in prison for a little bit. And at the end, she gets some representation, which she doesn't want. She doesn't want a lawyer, but this lawyer is determined to help Selena Kyle, not because she wants to get her out of jail, but because she wants answers. I'm thinking this person's connected to Valmont. We'll see. So that was Catwoman 51. All right, moving on to Marvel, we have Star Wars: The High Republic #2. This is the Blade. Porter Engel and Barast, I guess that's his sister's name. She's not even on the cover. That's Porter Engel. He's the Blade. You know, they're on this faraway planet, and they're trying to figure out why there's a siege. Kind of looks like there's a civil war. One side is like, they've stolen our queen, goes to the other side, and the other side's like, no, the queen came here for amnesty. And then the side that's sieging the town calls in some mercenaries. And so, that's where we leave off, going into issue 3. I mean, it's a good book. I like the read. It reads really well. The action's pretty good. It's really well paced. It's a good Star Wars book. All right, moving on. Let's save that one for last. We're going to go with The Amazing Spider-Man #18. If you've listened to any reviews so far, you will know that most people think this book is hot doo-doo water. I think it's mid-grade to low-grade, but Rap, he's a cool character, right? So anyway, I did get I was forced kind of to get this because I got last week, the last issue, design variant with the other half of the Insidious 6. So I just had to get both covers to complete the Insidious 6 character covers, and then I got the cover A. What can I say about this? You got Rap. He's a fun character. He's a ghoul who decided to help Peter because Peter saved him, right? So Rap is Parker backwards. You have Chasm with the help of Hallows Eve, that's her name. Take over Limbo, okay? She kind of steals Madeline Pryor's scepter and kind of kicks her into a pit, gives it to Chasm, and now we have King Chasm. I didn't hate the look of King Chasm, but whatever. It is what it is. I've heard some of the other Dark Web books titles have been better. This is okay. I think it's just kind of hokey, right? It's a little. There's so many Spider-Man books, and they all rely on this like hokey comedy, and I think people are just clamoring for something less hokey. Now, I'm not saying totally serious Spider-Man, but the undertone, it just reads too much as a kid book, I think. Just my personal opinion. We'll move on. Murder World, Wolverine, #1. All right. It's cool. The formula is this group travels on, more people die. There's about a core group of, I'd say about 5 or 6 characters. You know, they manage to survive time after time. Some messed up shit happens in this one. But, you know, in this version of Murder World, they're fighting against Wolverines. Good action, arcade is sadistic, and the group of guys who survive manage to break out of Murder World into, like, the actual facility that's filming it. And now arcade is, you know, going crazy. I think Moon Knight is supposed to be the next character coming in this, because they can't track them anymore, right? They're now in the building, so they're gonna search for them. They're gonna look for them. They'll probably find them. I can't remember how many people were survived at the end. It starts with 200, and there's like $100 million bonus at the end. I think they're either down to 19 or 9, something like that. Definitely less than 20. All right. Last but not least, from Marvel, we have Sins of Sinister #1. We have this beautiful Art Germ White Queen cover. Boom. And basically, Sinister's taking over the world. He's using the protocol to bring the X-Men back to, you know, inject some of his Sinister DNA, Sinister gene into these X-Men, right? So now they're either part of Sinister or at least controllable by Mr. Sinister. Awesome cover, by the way. One more time. And he's managed to take over the world. Storm, who, you know, she's left herself out of the protocol, so she actually can't be brought back. She, you know, she's left on the council, and eventually she realizes things are wrong. Sinister tries to stop him, but she gets away. Tries to stop her. I said him. And she gets away, so Storm will be, you know, there in the background. He's trying to find Storm too. But anyway, Sinister is also using Moira Taggart. Has kind of, if you read House of X or Powers of 10, you know that she's got some mutant abilities now. He's kind of using her as save points. She's able to kind of, you know, go back into a certain part of time. So he's able to go back and redo things, etc. He gets to the end and he's like, I gotta change this up. You know, Storm got away. I can't find her. And his Sinister cronies are actually starting to get a mind of their own. Like, they have ideas, and he doesn't like the fact that they have ideas and that they say, like, we disagree with you. So he's like, I gotta start this over and you know, work out the kinks. Goes to, you know, go back in time. Moira's not there. He's like, all right, I'll go back to my lab, and his lab is cleaned out. So now he's pretty much stuck in this reality that he's created, where he is, you know, he's kind of in control of the world, but now his mechanisms that were giving him control are actually starting to develop into their own beings, their own personalities. So we'll see what happens to Sinister, right? But yeah, he's stuck in a world that he created that he no longer likes. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna go with the only indie I picked up this week. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. This is The Lost Years, so this is kind of a prequel. And by kind of, I mean it is a prequel. Michelangelo's done. The rest of the turtles are done. There is a group of like 4 new turtles. They're babies. They're being trained by April and Casey, who's April O'Neil's daughter. But what we do get a flashback to Michelangelo during a time when he kind of just wanders around and wants to join his brothers, right? They're all dead, and he just wants to, I guess, join them. And he finds a place, and you know, it starts to bring life back into him. And then this organization just kind of comes after him. He fights them off. He's going back to the town. He notices the town has been trashed too, and we see some of the darker side of Mike come out in this one. But it's, you know, it's a tale that's told about, you know, what happened before the last Ronin series that, you know, came out. I guess it finished last year, huh? All right, comic fans, that is my new comic book day haul and review, plus those 50-cent books and some other pickups I had for this week. All right. If you like what's happening, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and comment down below. You know, hit that like button. And yeah, I don't know. I'll see you next week. So do what you do. I'll do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for next week's books. Peace.